Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the road to the FIA Motorsport Games presented here by OBS. This weekend, we're at the beautiful Circuit Park Zandvoort on the Atlantic coast here in the Netherlands. We're in the middle of our qualifying session as we have a look at the beautiful scenery surrounding the circuit right by the sea here in the Netherlands. It is a roller coaster of the sand dunes here at Zandvoort. The circuit's gone through many iterations throughout the years, but this, the latest one. The track was improved for Formula 1 racing, and now it is one of the drivers' favorites. 3 sectors and a pretty short track, but a lot of banking and a lot of super fast turns. If you go off, well, you're not going to end up in that little lake outside there, but it does look very reminiscent of a golf course, and a golf course very close by the circuit as well. So a very picturesque venue here at Zandvoort. These pictures from a bit earlier on in the day, because the track right now, I can tell you, is very, very foggy and quite humid actually, but no rain like we saw at the at Oschersleben for round 1. But as we head on to the circuit, it is Povilas Duchovskis on provisional pole at the moment. 1:33.2, but that's beaten by Justinas Bumbulis, who goes top of the pile. He was, well, quite a bit back in practice, but 33.1. He's now on the provisional pole position ahead of Povilas Duchovskis, Airijus Jomantas, Justas Stačiokas in 4th, 5th for Aivaras Beniušis, Rigardas Stabras in 6th, 7th for Mantas Armalas, 8th for Artūras Kundelis, 9th for Martynas Pargadauskas. He's doing a good job in this qualifying session so far. 10th for Davidas Lauronas. This is Ignas Gelžinis in the 71 machine. He was second in one of the semifinals last time out. As we look on to his lap, Juozas Keršys moves up into 10th position, but gets quickly displaced by Martynas Pargadauskas and Justas Pirinauskas, who, well, Justas goes 11th, Martynas goes 10th. And a few of them back onto the pit lane. Mantas Bereka now up to 9th position. He's also back into the pits, not seeing anything from Haraldas Jotutas as of yet. He's only up to P21, so not a super quick lap by your current championship leader. We'll see if those positions might change. These are the current championship standings, by the way. Haraldas Jotutas leads with 75 points ahead of Airijus Jomantas. By the way, 50 points for the win in the final, 25 for a win in the semi-final. Povilas Duchovskis with 52 sits 3rd, and then Mantas Armalas, Justas Stačiokas, Ignas Gelžinis 7th. We don't have out on track. Dalius Dubinskas Briedis in 8th, 9th for Artūras Kundelis, and Rigardas Sidabras in 10th. So that is your championship order right now as the qualifying session heads on. 8 minutes to go. And as the clock will tick down, that will be the end of the session, so we'll not have cars finishing laps afterward. Here we have a look. This is your current championship leader. He's going to complete some kind of a lap this time round. It does look pretty positive on our predicted screen. He might be the first one to go down into the 32s, but 0.0 right now on the predicted screen. Let's see if he can do that lap time. Yes, he can, but that was... Nope, that is pole position. So lap is valid, it is counted, and that's provisional pole now for Haraldas Jotutas, pole sitter from last time out as well. Looking further down the field, if we have anybody improving, not really at the moment. I think Justinas Bumbulis will start the lap soon. Artūras Kundelis goes up into 9th. A lot of movement in this qualifying session. But can't see any changes at the moment. Harold Soto that's actually running around quite slowly. This is Airius Jomantas. He's on a lap and he's improving. So end of the lap for him. Sitting in 4th place right now. He might just be able to get on the front row of the grid. Let's see what he can do. Going short out of the final turn, trying to reduce the mileage out there. 33.1, and that is the front row by 0.06 of a second, but he'll have a few more laps where he can improve. Looking at who else might be on a lap. Josef Skirchis actually improves to 9th place, but spins off right afterwards. Decent lap from him. And this is Paulius Dukovskis. He is second, he's 3rd in the standings at the moment. Really using that banking here off in turn 4. Then coming through and down and up the S's. Like I said, this is very much a roller coaster type of circuit as you go up the hill here and now into the very, very long right-hander. Many incidents here when we had the OBS Endurance Cup back in December. Hopefully a few less incidents when we get into the road to the FIA Motorsport Games. As a reminder, the winner of this event, well, of the whole championship, goes to Valencia to represent Lithuania in the FIA Motorsport Games and racing against other representatives of other countries there. Down into the final sector, Pavlas comes up and over the chicane, staying as close as he can to that curb. There's a big, big compression there on the inside. Lots of banking, and you can really, really use it. Paulius Dukovskis is looking positive, but I don't think it's even going to be enough for the first row. With the predicted time that we've got, maybe it will be tight as he comes across the line. He's going to stay as much to the right as he can again. Reducing the meters. He does go second on the grid, but just half a tenth behind pole and about 0.03 of a second ahead of Airius Jomantas and Justinas Bumbulis. So still improvements, I think, to come from many of the drivers. This is Josef Skirchis. He's improving very much in Sector 1. At least on our predicted screen, that is a very fantastic Sector 1. I'm not sure that's... I don't want to say that's not correct, but Sector 1 is looking incredible for him at the moment. He comes through the I wanted to say triple right. It feels like a triple right with how long that turn is. Arturas Canales, by the way, he goes up into 9th position. All that improvement there. So still 0.6 off pole. But the top 4 separated by just 1/10 of a second. No rain predicted as of yet for any of these sessions, but maybe a little bit, a small chance of rain a little bit later on today. Maybe for the final, but still not super likely enough into the wall. That is lap destroyed. I wanted to say lap deleted, but lap destroyed for sure. This is Justinas Bumbulis. He looked to have a very nice turn 1. You know, he does throughout the rest of the lap. Down through the S's. Definitely extremely positive through Sector 1, at least on our predicted timing screen. We'll see how that lap changes throughout, but 32.3 in Sector 1. That does look extremely fast. We'll see how other sectors do look as well, because Lusrusinas did do a 32.4 in Sector 1, so not as quick. Ivaras Benicius up into 6, or was that just an improvement? The green, so I think that could have been an improvement. Aldous Jototas did go quickest in Sector 3, by the way, and he goes quickest overall as well, 32.912. That is new provisional pole. This is Velosurusna 32.9 in Sector 2. That's a very positive lap from the number 11 machine here. He's about 2/10. He was about 2/10, at least it looked like, from Bullis coming through. As Bullis does improve into 33-0, and up to the first row he comes. Was that an improvement? I think it was. Yep, 33.3 for him. If any other improvements are coming up. Here's Iris Jomantas. We'll see how it is. Sector 1 compares to everybody else. Coming down through the S's he goes. A minute and a half to go in this session, so final few laps of anybody that still has enough time to cross the line. 32.7 in Sector 1. That is not great, and that would probably not look towards pole unless the rest of his lap is incredible. And big slide, and that's going to be qualifying over as Harald Lesjododas improves by another 10th to go 2/10 clear at the top of the field for the moment. Pavlas Duchovskis out, well, not running as well. Mantas Armolas up into 9th. Justinas Bumbulis, I think, will be the final car to start the lap. Harald Lesjododas back down onto pit road, and that's going to be his qualifying session over and done with. Arturas Knaus not that quick in Sector 1, so not really looking for much of an improvement there. We'll see what his Sector 2 looks like, but that's not going to be for the front row. Justinas Bumbulis starts his final lap in the qualifying session. He's, dare I say, he's going to be the last one to actually have a chance at pole. Kazimieras Dambrauskis right at the death of the session up into 6th, but Justinas Bumbulis actually he won't have time to set another lap because the clock expires. And I think Arturas Kundelis is out of a lap as well. So Harald Lesjododas for the second time this season takes pole position here in the road to the FIA Motorsport Games and the road to Valencia. Let's get ready for semi-final 1. If our grid order works out. That is correct. So Harald Lesjododas on pole position. Alongside him, we'll have Pavlas Duchovskis for the semi-final. Vilius Rusnas and Aivaras Vinicius in 3rd and 4th. And then Mantas Armolas and Joses Kirchis lining up next to each other on row 3. Slight glitch, and Justas Pirnauskas and Martinas Pargalauskas sit on row 4. Ignas Gilginis is 9th with Darius Tulauskas in 10th. Zigmantas Ivančikas in 11th and Giedrius Juknevičius in 12th for row 6. That is your grid for semi-final 1. Here are the drivers getting ready on the grid. We'll have a full formation lap before they get going. Once again, here from Zandvoort. So it is the 2 championship hopefuls on the front row. This is a fight for the championship on the front row. Justinas Bumbulis didn't have the best of weekends last time out, so he's I wouldn't say he's out of a championship battle, but he's maybe more of an outside chance into this fight. So yeah, Justinas Bumbulis sits on 12 points, so 63 behind your championship leader. Harald Lesjododas had a perfect weekend last time out. He won the semi-final, he won the final, and he got the biggest haul of 75 points. All of these F4 machines out on track and heading on to the grid. So it's a full formation lap. They'll have a rolling start right at the end of it. Everybody already in formation, so not trying to weave too much or to heat up the tires. This is the view from up above of the very, very difficult hairpin turn. Counted as turn 4 on the track map that I've got in front of my screen. You can really count quite a few turns around this place. And you can count them quite differently. It is very much an old school track, this one. Had a few remodels in the last few years and had a few remodels from when it just started out, but yeah, this place has changed quite a bit throughout the years. But the main feel of the track has stayed the same. And it is still a super difficult, super fast, and super flowing circuit here at Zandvoort. For those of you who want to get in on the action, live timing link is on the YouTube chat. You can have a look there to see every lap of the whole race, and even the FP1 session that we had yesterday. That one is also live, even if it's not on live stream. It's always live on grip.com. That's grip with 3 eyes. So you can head on over there to check out all of the live timing and all of the results. YouTube chat asks, is there rain coming? Well, there's a very, very small chance of rain coming in for the finals. I think we'll stay dry this time. It is quite foggy and it is quite humid, but I think we will stay dry. Lots of fans line the circuit to see these F4 cars race. So this is one half of the field starting in semifinal 1. The other half of the field will be out in semifinal 2, and then all of them converge on to the final. Here we go, coming through the final 2 turns. We get ready for what will be a very, very interesting race. And again, fight for the championship. It is, say, a decent gap between the front 2 of Paul Zdukowski is 3rd in the championship, but he's 23 points behind the lead, but that is a manageable gap with 75 up on offer from the whole weekend. The safety car is going to pull off as the drivers will wait for the green flag. And we're off. Paul Zdukowski immediately pressurizes Haroldas Jotutas to the inside, but no false start for him. And as they go down into turn 1, who's going to be the bravest on the brakes? Still side by side, these two at the front. But Paul Zdukowski stays to the left. He stays to the outside. He had that line, and now they're going to go through the right-hander. Paul Zdukowski super fast and spins. He spins and takes out everybody behind him. Big crash. Paul Zdukowski tried a desperate move, and he's off, and quite a few cars got collected behind him. Haroldas Jotutas, well, he got through there cleanly by doing nothing, really, because he was just driving his line. He was giving more than enough space to Pavel Zdukowski, who just went off. And, well, now he's going to have quite a few issues, and I'm sure the stewards will want to have a word with him as well. I think we'll have a replay here shortly of what happened there at the start, but Haroldas Jotutas now leads by a massive margin here at the front of the field. And, well, if his semifinal 1 looked dominant back in Oschersleben, well, this will be probably even more dominant. Here's a replay of lap 1. So Pavel Zdukowski spins out, and he takes out quite a few cars. And as he gets down, unsafe rejoin, takes out a few more. And, well, I don't want to say anything bad, but that was very irresponsible of him. That rejoin and the whole run through there was really, really strange. New cars coming down onto pit road now to get service. Obviously, a lot of damage, so not surprised there, really. Paulius Duchowski's out, I believe, as well. Looks like he's down into pit road. So, Harald Dosjototas leads the session ahead of Juozas Kiršys. Mantas Armalas in third. Ignas Gelžinis, again, huge recovery from him from a difficult qualifying. Goes up to fourth in the race currently. This is Mantas Armalas in the 713 against Juozas Kiršys for second place, and Mantas Armalas is going to... Oh, another spin, another crash. Ignas Gelžinis has to avoid it, and he's now up to third because, well, that was Juozas Kiršys going off the road. They touched. That one's more difficult to judge maybe than what happened to Paulius Duchowskis. But after the super clean race in Oschersleben, this is very much a different scenario. This is Ignas Gelžinis versus Martynas Pargaliauskas battling for P3. Martynas to the inside of Ignas. Doesn't outbrake himself. Beautiful move to the inside. And now Ignas Gelžinis is going to be on the outside. We've seen this one before. Don't spin. Nope. And Martynas Pargaliauskas goes back into line. This is a battle for podium. While these guys started down on the outskirts of the top 10. The 108 machine of Martynas Pargaliauskas in fourth position. Ahead of Juozas Kiršys, Justas Pirnauskas in 6th, 7th for Zigmantas Ivančikas. Justas Pirnauskas, by the way, was involved in that lap 1 incident. But Harald Dosjototas leads by 3.4 seconds already. Massive, massive gap at the front of the field. Darius Stulauskas in 8th. And Aivaras Vinicius running in 9th. I don't believe anybody else is running. I think the bottom 3 are out. And, yep, they are sitting in pit lane. Very much an unfortunate turn of events. But we'll see how this all plays out and changes throughout the rest of the race. Harald Dosjototas was quick, but Mantas Armalas actually goes and takes the fastest lap of the race for himself. Incredible lap from him. Considering he started a bit further down, taking the fastest lap of the race is very, very impressive. This is the closest battle we've got on track because we've lost, well, a third of the field here. Aivaras Vinicius back out on track. He's a lap down, so top 9 are still on the circuit. Everybody else is repairing themselves. So we'll see if somebody comes back out, because there's obviously that one more point for P10. We'll see if that point goes to anyone here tonight. He's now starting to make a gap on Martynas Pargaliauskas. So we saw him lose that time because he had to avoid an incident. Now he's back on pace and looks like he's pretty comfortable here on the podium. So it would be, if everything stays the same, it would be 2 podiums from 2 semifinals for Ignas Gelžinis and 2 incredible recoveries from him as well. Harald Dosjototas takes back the fastest lap of the race. Mantas Armalas can't match that, but Ignas Gelžinis actually quickest through Sector 1 last time out. strong lap from him, and he actually gained on Mantas Armos. 2.4 is that gap. He only gained about half a tenth. So gaining about half a tenth, he's not going to have enough time in the 8 minutes that are left in tonight's race. But still, it's a good run for him to be gaining time. And Harald de Soto is really extending that gap at the front of the field. A lot of these drivers have a bit of experience here on the Zandvoort circuit. Obviously, we had the 6 hours of Zandvoort for the OBS Endurance Cup back in December. Quite a lot of that race run under safety car because of incidents out on track. So maybe more experience behind the safety car than actually running on the circuit for a few of these drivers, but that was a race that the drivers had to contend with totally different cars, obviously with the OBS Ps, or the LMDHs, as they're called, or the LMHs, or you even call them the LMP1s, some people do, but and the LMP3s and GT3s. Those were out on track. Ignas Geržinis off wide, and that brings Martynas Pargaliauskas a little bit closer, who does set a very quick lap. Here we look. We may have we had the comparison, but we don't. So we can't compare those last 3 laps, but it is a gain of exactly 0.3 of a second by Martynas Pargaliauskas on Ignas Geržinis last time around. Ignas Geržinis may be struggling a little bit more, and while Mantas Armos lost half a second to... Oh, here we go. Here's the comparison. 0.3 gained in the last lap. So maybe the tire is going away a little bit because Ignas Geržinis was pushing before. Now maybe that reverses. And they've also got Jozef Kiršys, 33.7 last time out, so he's gaining on them as well. You can see them. You can see him in the background, 1.5 seconds behind Martynas Pargaliauskas for the podium. So this looks like your battle for tonight, the battle for the podium, battle for third. Here we go. Ignas Geržinis, Martynas Pargaliauskas, and Jozef Kiršys. They're battling for the third row of the grid, and P5 for the final, as it would be. We'll see who starts high up in that one. We'll see how Paulius Duchovskis will manage to do, as he'll have one hell of a recovery drive. Vilius Rusinas, by the way, back out on track. He's going to solidify his 10th place and that 1 point. By the end of the season, every point will count. But with just 3 rounds in this championship, every little mistake will be very, very heavy. And, well, I think that mistake from Paulius Duchovskis may be difficult now to gain back in this championship. Looks like there was a spin for the 11 machine. Further back down the field, but we're gonna have... Here we go. We have a replay of the spin for the 11. So coming out of turn 4, and maybe just a little bit early on the power through there. And that's how those mistakes happen. I guess no real time loss for him, as he's 5 laps down behind Aivaras Benicius, who's in 9th. So not really going to go further up, or not really going to go further down as well. Harald de Soto continues to lead by 4 seconds, but this is your battle. Jozef Kiršys now under a second. He's getting the help of the double slipstream of the cars ahead. 4 minutes to go, well, 3.5 as the clock ticks down. She's now almost into striking distance, so Ignas Geržinis may be struggling a little bit there. 34-0, 34-0, 33-7 by Jozef Kiršys. 0.3 gain the last time out. So the gap is coming down We'll see if he can get up there quickly enough. What he's hoping for is to see Martynas Pargalauskas try and make a move. If Martynas Pargalauskas does make a move, that's going to put them both within striking range. Because I think if Juozas Kiršys catches up, and he's just gone purple in Sector 1, so that's very, very impressive. Wow, to go purple in Sector 1, that is very, very impressive from Juozas Kiršys. This battle continues on, so a few more laps to go. Should be 2 to go as they cross the line this time around for your race leader and everybody else behind him as well. As once the clock runs down, once the leader crosses the line for the first time after the clock has run down, that is the final lap of the race. And this is the battle for P3. Well, I was looking at the timing screen, but the battle continues on. Martynas Pargalauskas versus Juozas Kiršys. Juozas Kiršys now on the inside. Martynas Pargalauskas holds on to the outside and continues his charge in P4, but this battle's not done. Ignas Gedžinis loves to see this in his mirrors, as now he's able to run away. I think he's almost safe, but Juozas Kiršys purple on this lap to the inside of the super long right. Doesn't get it done. Oh, that was super close to make a move there, but doesn't get it done for now. And that puts Martynas Pargalauskas outside of the range for slipstream from Ignas Gedžinis. So into turn 1, this will be a big, big battle. Martynas Pargalauskas holds on, and he has to defend, but Juozas Kiršys off into the gravel. Gets it together, but I think that has to be battle over for these guys. And, well, yeah, because Martynas Pargalauskas lost time, and Juozas Kiršys lost even more by going off and touching some of that gravel. And this is your race leader with 45 seconds to go. He starts his final lap of the race. 5 seconds ahead of Mantas Armolas. It's a very Max Verstappen-like performance to take this race win by miles. And, well, remember, all of them are running equal cars. Only thing that changes is driver skill and the car setups that they might have. So into the super long right. They come. And Haraldas Jotutas is on his final run through in the first semi-final of the night. Here we go. That's confirmation of the white flag in the air, and final lap of this race. I was going to say battle's done, but battle's definitely not done, because this is... this is... Juozas Kiršys and Martynas Pargalauskas battling for P4. We're going to go into split screen view here to see Haraldas Jotutas take the win, but also to see if anything comes of this battle. I think Martynas is going to hold on, because Juozas Kiršys off into the grass, and Haraldas Jotutas takes the checkered flag for win number 3 this year and second semi-final win of this season. Ignas Gedžinis will come through in 3rd, but Mantas Armolas comes through in 2nd place. And it's Ignas Gedžinis, Martynas Pargalauskas, Juozas Kiršys, Justas Pirinauskas, Zigmantas Vančikas, Darius Tulauskas, Aivaras Beniušis, Vilius Rusnas, and Paulius Duchovskis finishes down in 11th spot, and Giedrius Juknevičius ends up in 12th. So I don't think these positions will change too much. And here we go. After 10 laps, semi-final A ends up with Haraldas Jotutas at the front. Mantas Armolas 5.6 behind in 2nd. Ignas Gedžinis, Martynas Pargalauskas, Juozas Kiršys, Justas Pirinauskas, Zigmantas Vančikas, Darius Tulauskas, Aivaras Beniušis, Vilius Rusnas, and Olas Dukhovskis and Giedrius Juknevičius round out the field in 11th and 12th. The race should finish in a moment. Yep, it has, and we'll head on to the grid for semi-final 2. And we've got Justinas Bumbulis and Airis Jomantas on the front row of the grid. In the second row, Kazimieras Dambrauskis and Justas Stačiokas are in 3rd and 4th. 5th and 6th for Artūras Kunelis and Raigardas Sidabras, with 7th and 8th going to Mantas Bereika and Davidas Laurinonis. 9th and 10th, Domas Antanas Regis and Darius Račkauskas. And rounding out the field in 11th, Arnas Morkis and Dalius Dubinskas Briedis in 12th. Here we go on to the grid. Well, on to the formation lap. So it is not Haraldas Jototas. It's actually Justinas Bumbulis on pole position of this race. So second in qualifying overall. He then goes to pole for race 2. Well, for semi-final 2. Semi-final 2. Airis Jomantas, by the way, he sits second in the championship. He's in second place. He had a difficult qualifying back in Oschersleben, but a very strong race. Both races were strong. He was one of the ones to not make big mistakes in the wet. That allowed him to take a very, very strong result there at the German circuit. Run through that whole formation lap. It is well, the iRacing pace car is a bit slow sometimes to get through the formation lap, so it does take a while, but it is a chance for the drivers to get ready for the race. It is a chance to get some tire temperature in as well. Justas Pirinauskas there in the 747. Justas Stačiokas there in the 747, I'm sorry. So Justas Stačiokas there in the 747 getting prepared. And weaving in the back is Darius Račkauskas as well. Drivers preparing. Getting feet into those Pirelli tires on their FIA F4 cars. Again, all cars identical, but setups may differ and driver skill differs as well in this series. So here we go. Bumbulis giving a bit of a gap to the safety car as he gets ready to get going. They're gonna have the safety car come off. They prepare and wait for the green light to start the race here at Zandvoort. As they run to the grid, keeping a steady pace and waiting for those green lights to go out. And off we go for semifinal 2. The field fans out, and it's 4 wide for second position. Airius Jomantas was a bit slow off the line. We'll see how it goes down into turn 1. Big choke point there, and that was Arturas Kundalis on the inside, and I think he spun someone round. Oh, big incident back in the pack. That's the 747 trying to make moves as well into the hairpin. But lots of drafting here, and despite Arturas Kundalis going off and collecting someone, it's still clean, and top 5 still very much together, side by side. A few drivers come in and come through still side by side. That is further down for 4th position, and that is because I don't have the timing screen up right now. 4th position, I think that was Kazimieras Dambrauskis and Justas Stačiokas. And we've got a replay of the start. So here it is. This is Arturas Kundalis. He gets squeezed out, touches, and then turns. That's one of the SRB cars, and then turns another car straight into the barrier. This is what happened down in turn 1. So that was Davidas Lourdes getting launched into the barrier there. Mantas Bereika collected in that one as well. As here we go, run down into turn 1. Big battle for P3 going on there in the back, and a big battle for P1, but nothing happens. But Airius Jomantas actually tried to make a move down into turn 1. He tried to stick his nose in there. Another replay. Here we go. This is, again, Arturas Kundalis involved in this one, but he just got tagged in the back, and that's a spin from the 36. I believe that. Here we go, up the hill, and still battles going on. There's a big battle for P3, and a big battle for P1. But they're all still tied. Justas Stačiokas off into the gravel, but still holds on now. But now it's just a battle for P1, really, because those in for 3rd spot have dispersed out a little bit. This is Airius Jomantas versus Justinas Bumbulis for the lead of semi-final B. Still in that slipstream is Airius, not making a move just yet. A bit of a slide from Alontas, from Justinas Bumbulis. Rigardas Sidabras in 3rd, 4th for Kazimieras Dambrauskis, 5th for Justas Stačiokas as they come through the final turn. Now on to the front straight once again. We'll see if there's a move being tried by Airius Jomantas. The battle for 3rd there in the background. Now that battle really heats up for 3rd place. We might have a chance to get... Oh, Justinas Bumbulis goes wide, and now Airius Jomantas on the inside because this battle continues on for the lead. Airius Jomantas on the inside. Now it turns to the outside for the long hairpin, and Airius Jomantas into the lead of the race for now. Here we go, split screen view. The battle for 3rd and the battle for 1st at the same time, brought to you by OBS. As they go into the long right, the battle for 1st, not really anything happening there. I think Justas Stačiokas wants to get those positions back, having lost quite a few of them throughout this race. Going off track once we saw his car. Oh, big slide. That was from Rigardas Sidabras. Big slide from Rigardas. And he's now going to be under threat. And Justas Stačiokas tries to make it to the inside. He does of Kazimieras Dambrauskis, but they're still side by side. They're going to come in side by side into the chicane. Justas Stačiokas kind of boxed in there, but he's going to still try and take it around the outside. Brave move. And doesn't get it done. Still, they're still side by side for 4th place. Now the battles, now the move's done, but there might still be something going on for 4th position. You see in that bottom screen, 1st position in the top screen. That's the battle for 1st. Airius Jomantas defends the inside. Justinas Bumbulis goes to the outside. Down into turn 1, they break. And Airius Jomantas holds on for one more lap. 10 minutes to go in this one. See if there's any more moves being tried. Not really, so Bumbulis will have to wait one more lap, probably. But the battle for third is still ongoing. Now side by side between Raigardas Stavras and Kazimieras Dambrauskas. Still side by side. They come through the S's. Kazimieras Dambrauskas on the outside. Raigardas Stavras on the inside. Raigardas pushes Kazimieras out. But they both stay on track. Just enough space being given by these two. I think quite a lot of respect between them as well, because they're fighting hard, but definitely fair. Arturas Kundelis is right behind that battle, and now touch! Oh, Justas to choke us off when Raigardas Stavras tried to defend that move. He took him off the road. So now that battle continues, and this is for first place once again. Have a look at this for the lead of the race. Here we go into turn 1. They're going to come one more time. 8 minutes to go in this one. Airius Jomantas doesn't defend the inside this time. Now he does. Late defensive dive. And Justinas Bumbulis still to the outside, trying to hold on. Not going to be enough. Airius Jomantas takes the fastest lap of the race. Justinas Bumbulis still stays behind. And we're going to have a replay here. Here we go. This is a replay of what happened. So watch that car on the outside. He dives to the inside, hoping to get a cutback, and doesn't happen, and takes both Justas Stachokas and Arturas Kundelis out of the running. Well, at least out of the running for third. And that battle has dispersed for third place. Because Kazimieras Dambrauskas looks to be a bit quicker than Raigardas Stavras. Maybe a bit of damage for Raigardas as well. A few tenths now between those two. You can see them in the background of this lead pack. Front two still battling hard for the lead. Very close from Justinas Bumbulis, trying to make something happen here. Trying to make a move on Airius Jomantas, but not being too aggressive. He knows that he's got still 7 minutes left, and he knows that if he overtakes, well, then he's got Airius Jomantas right up behind him. And using that same slipstream, he's going to have a chance to do something. But no, the battle doesn't stop. Here comes Justinas Bumbulis to the outside, side by side with Airius Jomantas. And still side by side through turn 1. Justinas Bumbulis, fastest lap of the race last time out. Not surprised. And they're still side by side. Now Justinas Bumbulis is going to be on the outside. Airius Jomantas to the outside. We've seen this happen before. Still side by side. They're going to come and they touch, but they're still side by side. Now Justinas Bumbulis has to back out of it. But wow, these guys went side by side for about 4 or 5 turns there before they had that small touch and had to back out of it. But Justinas Bumbulis does not want to give up this battle for the lead. Airius Jomantas, by the way, he's winner of the semifinal back in Oschersleben, winner of semifinal 2. He's got a chance to win semifinal 2 here once again. Last time out, obviously, he didn't have the ultimate pace, it felt like, but he did gain time by just not making mistakes. And he's having a clean run through, but these top 4 that we saw in qualifying, obviously Pavel Zduchowskis lost quite a bit of time. They were separated by nothing at the top. Then Harold Lesiodowicz put in his incredible lap to put in pole, and that one, well, was a bit further away, but still within reach of these drivers, especially with the slipstream of the F4 cars. Once again, down into turn 1. 5.5 minutes to go. Justinas Bumbulis to the inside. And Airius Jomantas backs out of it, and he's going to try and make a switchback, but no, it doesn't happen. So Airius Jomantas left the inside uncovered, and that's now given Justinas Bumbulis the lead of the race once again. So he started from pole. These two, by the way, started on the front row together, and they're still together. But we'll see if Airius Jómantas can make a move as the race progresses. With about 5 minutes to go, a bit less than 5 minutes to go now. Not a chance of making more moves. If he doesn't make mistakes, and if he stays behind, I think he has a pretty good chance of using that slipstream to make another move. Yep, you can see he's staying right behind Justinas Bumbulis. So these two, I think they're locked in together, and I can't wait for the final where I hope all three of them will be locked in together. I think it's going to be difficult for Paulos Duchovskis to get to that lead, but Justinas Bumbulis, Airius Jómantas, and Haraldas Jotutas, I imagine these two will be fighting, but oh, Justinas Bumbulis off, and Airius Jómantas touches him. He has to back out of it, and now Kazimieras Dambrauskis into the lead of the race, but wow, Justinas Bumbulis just spun off on his own. And, well, that is horrible for him. And now Kazimieras Dambrauskis leads the race by over 6 seconds ahead of Airius Jómantas. And then Justas Stachokas behind. And he's battling with Raigardas Sidabras. Raigardas to the inside. We've seen these two touch previously. Wow, Justas Stachokas touching the grass there on the entry. Often see somebody touching the grass on the exit, not on the entry of the turn. Still side by side they come. And now into the long hairpin. I think Justas Stachokas might be able to hold on. No, he does not, because through the outside it's a bit of a quicker line. Wow, a lot of battles in this race. The race continues on. This is the 5 machine that you're looking on your screens. Raigardas Sidabras holding on to a podium spot. We're going to have a replay of Justinas Bumbulis. Here we go. This is Justinas Bumbulis on board. This is what happened to him. So enters the chicane, hits the curb, and then just starts losing the rear and spins off. And Airius Jómantas has nowhere to go and gets stuck. Tries to accelerate and has to back out of it, and only then can accelerate again. And Justinas Bumbulis loses chance of another great performance from the lead down to 8th. This is the battle for the podium. Airius Jómantas, I'm sure, will not be happy about how events went down. 2 minutes to go, so about 2 laps of this race still remaining, as Kazimieras Dambrauskis is at the front of the field. And I said I want to see a battle between Bumbulis, Jómantas, and Jotutas, but that's going to be difficult because, well, only 2 of them are now remaining at the top. But I think we'll see something between Bumbulis and Duchovskis for sure throughout tonight's final, because those two will be quite close together on the grid. But those two will be recoveries that we'll have to watch. Kazimieras Dambrauskis running a fantastic race as he's so far ahead of Raigardas Sidabras and so far ahead of Airius Jómantas. Well, Airius Jómantas obviously lost that time through no fault of his own. But not really through the fault of... I mean, Justinas Bumbulis was at fault for that one, but it's not anything that he would be penalized for. He made a mistake, and, well... You know, Airius Jómantas had just nowhere to go, but it is a racing incident. Sometimes happens in racing. You take the risk by following someone up close. And Airius Jómantas definitely has damage because Raigardas Sidabras is getting closer, and this is your battle for second. For Airius, this is crucial points for the championship. He's going to lose them anyway by not winning this race, but he has to hold on for second if he wants some more points. This is to the outside. Raigardas Sidabras, he's going to try and make a move. And I think he's going to hold on around the outside. They're going to come side by side through. There's definitely damage on the car of Airius Jómantas, and he loses second place. He's now down into third. And now it's a chance for Justas Stachokas to make it up to the podium places here for Semifinal 2, or Semifinal B. To the outside tries Justas Stachokas. Not enough for now. Confirmation that we are on the final lap of the race. This battle continues to head through. Here we go. And Airius Jomantas going a bit wide, losing a bit of time, and now they might be side by side. Not yet, but he's using the slipstream of the car ahead to kind of mitigate that time loss that he had, and does it for now, but there might still be a drag race to the line. However, no drag race for Kazimieras Dambrauskas, who's going to take his first win of the season. He wins Semifinal B here at Zandvoort. But look at the top of the screen. This is a drag race to the line. Justas Stachokas versus Airius Jomantas, still side by side, banging wheels, and Airius Jomantas holds on by Justinas Bumbulis goes up into 6th at the def there. I wonder how big that gap was at the checkered flag there. 2 tenths between Airius Jomantas and Justas Stachokas? I'm not so sure. No, that's wrong, because it was 9 thousandths of a second between Airius Jomantas and Justas Stachokas. So Kazimieras Dambrauskas takes the win ahead of Raigardas Sidabras, Airius Jomantas, Justas Stachokas, Arturas Kundelis. Justinas Bumbulis recovers to 6th to mitigate the damage. And Arnas Murkis in 7th. He, no, that's half a second. Donatas Santanas Regis in 8th. Darius Rochkauskas in 9th. Davidas Laureanonis in 10th. And Mantas Bereka finishes down in 11th. Another crazy semi-final as we get ready for the final race of tonight. The drivers, they have a warm-up session on their hands right now, and they can go out on track and prepare themselves for the final tonight. And we'll take a short break and come back to the live action as soon as our short break is over.
Welcome to OBS World, a revolution in car culture and technology. It's a 3D metaverse that merges real-life petrolheads with Web3 enthusiasts. Come inside and let me show you around. It all started with Dimitri, a die-hard car enthusiast who gathered a community around his love for cars. His vision went far beyond collecting cars. He dreamt of a space where anyone, anywhere in the world could tap into their passion and love for cars. This is where the OBS World takes shape, a fully immersive experience created by petrolheads for petrolheads. It's a place where the lines between the physical and the digital world blur. Meet our mascot, embodying the adrenaline, excitement, and precision that is the OBS World, a constant symbol of the fusion between human spirit and technological innovation. The OBS World is all about the community, about bringing car enthusiasts together, sharing experiences, and creating a digital automotive ecosystem like no other. The heart of the OBS World app is built to connect and inspire petrolheads. It's a place where you can keep up with the latest car news, join virtual and real events, and share your passion with others just like you from around the globe. The app lets you customize your garage, showcasing your personal NFT car collection. And then there's our NFT marketplace, a treasure trove of unique digital collectibles and experiences. Cars, garage spaces, and even tickets to exclusive events. All of these become pieces of the automotive world you can own and interact with in exciting new ways. We're not just bringing the thrill of driving to your fingertips, we're building bridges between the virtual and the real. With OBS World, we're giving every car enthusiast a chance to be a part of the global car culture. It's not just about driving or owning cars, it's about the passion, the community, the thrill of being part of something bigger than yourself. Every feature, every detail of the OBS World is designed with one goal in mind: to fuel your passion for cars, to bring car enthusiasts together, to create a global, immersive, and dynamic car culture. And this is just the beginning. We're constantly innovating and pushing the boundaries of what's possible in the real and the virtual world. We believe that everyone should experience the automotive world regardless of where they are. So join us. Be a part of this revolution and help shape the future of car culture. Because at OBS World, we're not just an app. We're building a community, a lifestyle, a movement. Welcome to OBS World.
Cars for me is mentor style of your discipline, of your life of goals. I believe and I know car can charge your batteries when you need it, because you have some special connection with your car, because car has story, and this story it's not just it's part of your story. This is we are petrol heads. OBS World is not just about cars, it's more about community, dreams, passion, networking in petrolhead life. Nürburgring event is example for our future users who will join us and create his history on new page of culture. This is possibility they can find in OBS World.
Right before last year's OBS World Endurance Cup, sponsored by OpTibet, we announced that the winners will receive a ticket to go to real track day and experience something which not many people do. The most difficult thing going from sim to real is obviously the feeling of the car. You start to feel the weight, and also there's no reset button. They've all adapted incredibly throughout the day and started setting really good lap times with the cars. I think they really maximized it and have impressed many people around the paddock.
Young people now starts with sim racing, and if they like it, of course I'm sure they will say, one time I have to drive at Nürburgring Nordschleife. They want to feel it in nature.
Very, very lovely, very expensive car, so I was a little bit cautious, just starting to get up to speed, get confidence in the car, especially on the braking. The braking was quite a big difference. You get a lot of G-force in the real car, so just being able to just get up to speed with that was important at first, but I think by the end of the first session I was starting to feel confident, and then when I went into the second session, you know, it was flat out, and the instructor was fantastic. It was really good. I enjoyed it a lot, and I still think there's more time in it. The racer inside me wants to go faster, but yeah, massively enjoyed the experience, and I'm very grateful to OBS.
Welcome back live to the track. The warm-up session is going through, and let's have a look at the championship results as they come out of the semi-finals and into the finals they will go. So this is the championship table right now. Haraldas Jotutas leads the championship with 100 points. Perfect season so far by him. Airius Jomontas in second with 77. Then Mantas Armalas, Ignas Gelžinis, Justas Stačiokas, Povilas Duchovskis, Artūras Kundelis, Raigardas Stabras, Elius Dubinskas Briedis in 10th. 77 for Airius, 61 for Mantas, 56 for Ignas, 54 for Justas, 52 for Povilas, 47 for Artūras, 45 for Raigardas, unknown driver with 40. He's not in the race here tonight, and that is Dubinskas Briedis with 39. Here's the rest of the grid. Juozas Keršys, Eivydas Laurinonis, Zigmantas Ivančikas, Kazimieras Dambrauskas, first race of the season. 5 points in his pocket from that win. Justinas Bumbulis only with 20. Two unknown drivers, then Martynas Pargaliauskas with 16, and Darius Kulauskas with 13 points for him. Reminder of how the points system works. In the final, you get 50 points for the win, 42 for second, third is 37, fourth 34, 31, 5 for fifth, sixth is 29, seventh 27, 25, 23 for ninth, 21 for 10th, 11th gets 19, 17 for 12th, 13 for 15, 15 for 13th, 13 for 14th, 11th for 15th, 16th is 10, then 17th is 9, 18th 8, 19th 7, 20th gets 6, 5 for 21st, 4 for 22nd, 3 for 23rd, 24 gets 2, and from 25th down to 30th is 1 point. And then the rest, well, they get a big fat 0, but we've only got 24 cars out on track today, so nobody at risk of getting a 0. Your screens, your championship leader, Haroldas Jotautas. He is the man to watch here tonight. If he wins, he puts himself in a super duper comfortable spot. As the warm-up session finishes, we'll head on to the final of tonight here from Circuit Park Zandvoort in the Netherlands. It will be Haroldas Jotautas with Kazimieras Dambrauskas on the front row of the grid. No chance of rain. There might be rain coming after the race, but definitely no chance of rain for the race tonight. Gonna have a look at the grid for the final. Haroldas Jotautas with Kazimieras Dambrauskas on the front row of the grid, ahead of Mantas Armalas and Raigardas Sidabras for the second row. It's then Ignas Gelžinis and Airius Jomontas on the third row of the grid, then Martynas Pargaliauskas and Justas Stačiokas in 7th and 8th. Great showing from Martynas Pargaliauskas. Juozas Keršys in the 9th, Artūras Kundelis in 10th, Justas Pirinauskas in 11th, 12th for Justinas Bumbulis. Zigmantas Ivančikas in 13th, 14th for Arnas Morkys. Darius Kulauskas in 15th, 16th for Tomas Antanas Raižys. Aivaras Beniušis in 17th with Darius Račkauskas in 18th, Vilius Rusinas in 19th, 20th for Eivydas Laurinonis, Povilas Duchovskis in 21st, 22nd for Mantas Bereika. And then it's Giedrius Juknevičius and Elius Dubinskas Briedis for 23rd, 24th on the grid. Here are the cars all running to the green as they get set for the second final of the season. The final race of tonight. Here come the cars through the formation lap. It's still just as foggy as it was in qualifying, as it was in semi-final 1, and as it was in semi-final 2. As everybody keeps going to through these S's, this is still the slowest they'll go, and sometimes it's painful for the drivers to keep looking at the track, going so incredibly slowly, but that's part of the deal. When you go racing, you sometimes have to take it super slowly while going through the formation lap. Here we go. Still through the formation lap they come. To the back part of the track. We haven't seen much action here, actually. Less action than we expected. It's all kind of been down in turn 1 and turn 2. I mean, to be expected, but still. We expected a bit more action through the back part of the track. That's what we saw in the OBS Endurance Cup, powered by 100 Force back in December. We saw action everywhere, to be honest. We saw spins, we saw overtakes, and we saw crashes. Well, we've seen the same here tonight. A few less cars and more of a sprint format here, but it's still half an hour for the final that the drivers will have to contend with. Not the shortest race of the year, that's for sure. So they will have to have a bit of endurance in them as well, but it is a dry race, so maybe a bit less problems for the teams. Teams and drivers. Well, it is a solo championship, so even if drivers are part of some teams, they're not fully racing for their team. So it's very much every man for themselves as they come through the final turn. Here to start the final in Zandvoort. 24 F4 cars head to the grid. Well, 23, I think one is still down in the pit lane. That's Thomas and Thanas Regis, I believe. Here we go. On towards the grid they come. Beautiful head up camera here. They wait for the green lights to go, and here we go for the final here at Zandvoort. Big push from the middle of the field there on Airius Jomontas, and down into turn 1 they come. 4 wide, 3 wide, as many cars wide as you want. That building gets into our view, but now coming through turns 2 and 3 into 4, the long left hairpin, the very banked left hairpin. Everybody getting through relatively cleanly compared to what happened in the semifinal. But there's a big push from Kazimieras Dambrauskas on Haroldas Jotutas for the lead of this race. Big battle here. Maybe to be expected in a way, but Kazimieras Dambrauskas wasn't that quick in qualifying. But turning up the heat here throughout the race. In the background there was Airius Jomontas fighting Ignas Gelžinis, I believe, for position. We've got a replay here from the start. This is Justas Stačiokas, I believe, and he's spun off. Everybody had to avoid him. A few cars did, a few cars didn't. But let's say survived. Most of the field survived that one. Justas Perinauskas. Yes, that was. Yeah, that was Justas Perinauskas. So here is your order as they complete lap 1 of this race. Airius Jomontas down in 5th. Justas Stačiokas still running in 6th in the 747. And he's battling Airius Jomontas for that position. But lead pack all within a second still. You saw Rigardas Stavras try and make a move on Kazimieras Dambrauskas for a second. Justinas Bumbulis already up to 6th. He's out to get them. And we've got another replay here. Here. Oh, car spun off, and man, that is what happens with these rejoins. I believe that was Giedrius Juknevičius and Vilius Rusinas in that battle. Unfortunate. When cars rejoin, you always have to look where you rejoin. Don't just head back out on track. So unfortunate for these drivers. But now, Haraldas Jototas continues to lead ahead of Kazimieras Dambrauskas, who is in one hell of a battle here, or second place between him, Raigardas Sidabras, and Ignas Gelčinis. Then you've got Airis Jomantas and Justinas Bumbulis right behind. This is going to be a battle. That's Raigardas Sidabras trying to make a move. Ignas Gelčinis waiting right behind them. But this whole train of cars, big slide on the exit there. The exit kind of slopes away from you, and that's why you see so many slides happening there. With cars that have traction control, normally it kind of tries to spin up one wheel. It feels like you're driving an open differential car there. But with these cars, well, it just tries to push you off the track. Was that a move by Justinas Bumbulis over Airis Jomantas? It is. Justinas Bumbulis up to 5th. So Justinas Bumbulis has smelt blood and is going up the field. Airis Jomantas not looking as strong tonight. Well, not looking as strong for race 2, so maybe a little bit of disappointment from race 1. Big run over the curbs by everyone there. And now we've got Haraldas Jototas in the lead, ahead of Kazimieras Dambrauskas, ahead of Raigardas Sidabras. Raigardas right behind. Well, dropping back a little bit now. If more battles throughout the rest of the field. Let's see who's also a big gainer. Paulas Duchovskis up into 12th from the back of the field. Big gains for him. So biggest gain for him, actually. 9 positions up. Justinas Bumbulis 7 up. Davidas Lodman is 6 up. Antas Bereka with 5 and Aivaras Benicius with 2. So the rest of the field staying in position mostly. In position meaning not going up. We don't see who's the biggest loser of the race. I'm sure there's quite a few that lost quite a lot of positions. Maybe we've got more battles. This is Justinas Bumbulis versus Ignas Gelčinis. They're side by side, and Justinas Bumbulis should take that position off Ignas. Up into 4th goes Justinas Bumbulis. He's just 2 seconds off the lead. Another replay here. Here we go. This is another replay. What's happening? Oh, spin and touch. Happens sometimes, but this is still side by side. The 22 and the 71 of Justinas Bumbulis and Ignas Gelčinis. And Ignas Gelčinis not giving it up easy. And Airis Jomantas actually up into 4th place now. We kind of missed it looking at that replay of what happened to Airis Jomantas for him to go up so high. But I guess in that whole pack of battling cars, he got through. Justinas Bumbulis now 3 seconds down from the lead. So not a great look in a few turns. It changed. And this is the battle. Ignas Gelčinis is still involved. He's just lost a position to Justas Stačiokas, but right behind him and now next to him is Arturas Kundelis, who's going to take position almost. They're still side by side. Ignas Gelčinis is trying to hold on the best he can. He's got Mantas Armalas right behind him as well. Now down into the chicane. Big slide from both Ignas and Arturas, but they both survive. Big respect by these two very experienced racers for 7th. That was the battle. But now, Ignas Gelčinis under pressure again by Mantas Armalas. This is Airis Jomantas up into 3rd. Well, he's going to try at least down into turn 1 against Raigardas Sidabras. Big move to the outside. That was so aggressive. And goes off. Yeah, that looked a bit too aggressive there. He went to the left as quickly as he could and lost a lot of... Oh, Justinas Bumbulis tried to maybe make a move into the hairpin, but didn't happen. Locked up and almost into the wall. And now Airis Jomantas to the outside of Raigardas Sidabras. Well, inside. They're outside now. And once again, it's going to be outside. Into the super long right-hander. Stays there, still side by side. These two are battling all the way around the track, still side by side as they head through another right-hander. Now into the final right here, and Airis Jomantas survives to go up into the podium positions. That gives him a chance for another podium here tonight. Wow, Justinas Bumbulis loses a position to Justas Stačiokas. They're still side by side. further back down. Here we go. This is them. Still side by side. Into the chicane they come. Oh, they touch! Off the road goes Justas Stačiokas. Justinas Bumbulis stays on track, but damage for sure on the 23 machine and damage for sure on the 747. That puts Martynas Pargaliauskas up into 10th. 9th for Povilas Duchovskis. So it did look very, very difficult, but wow. Now Povilas Duchovskis not looking like he's in a bad situation. This is the replay. So coming down into the chicane, breaking into the chicane. Oh, touch and goes over. Man. I'm sure the stewards will have a look at it, see what can happen there, and see what happened there. Actually, battle for the lead, 2/10 for Kazimieras Dambrauskis behind Haroldas Jotutas. So it looked like that battle was gone, but Kazimieras Dambrauskis has turned up the heat. He's going quicker and quicker now, and well, gaining time, gaining a lot of time. Nope, we're looking at a different battle. Here we go. This is Kazimieras Dambrauskis, but we don't have his lap times. At least from what I see on my screen. Actually lost a bit last lap, but gained in terms of being fastest on track quite a few laps. Here we go. Battle for the lead once again. I don't want to say unexpected, but that certainly looked like a battle that was gone. Airius Jomantas behind these two. So Airius hoping for them to battle. But I think it's very much Kazimieras Dambrauskis holding on in that slipstream, doing good lines. You can see Haroldas Jotutas going off wide. Interesting that he's making these mistakes and losing time like that, because looking at Kazimieras Dambrauskis driving, it looks like very much a much cleaner run. So both Justas Stačiokas and Justas Pirinauskas are off, and they've parked their cars. This is your battle for first. Kazimieras Dambrauskis versus Haroldas Jotutas. These two. They both were in the OBS Endurance Cup powered by 100 Force, but in different classes. So these two, well, they met on track, but Kazimieras Dambrauskis was in the faster LMP3 category, even if it was the AM class of the championship. But they would get past the GT3s of Haroldas Jotutas without too much trouble, completely different cars. So interesting to see them properly battle out on track for the first time. Pargaliauskas up into 8th. There's a big battle going on because they're swapping positions, and I think Povilas Duchovskis is off. I'm sure we can try and get a replay of that. But here we go. Down into turn 1. This battle comes through, and now Kazimieras Dambrauskis to the inside. And is he going to make the move stick? They're still side by side for the lead of the race. Haroldas Jotutas, who looked comfortable there, now under big pressure. Can't get it done. And now, let's have a look at that replay. So this is Povilas Duchovskis against Ignas Gelžinis in the 71. Oh, and they collide, touch, and they both go off. And that just, wow. That just makes a bad weekend worse for Povilas Duchovskis, down in 15th position. Great weekend for Martynas Pargaliauskas, who's now up into 7th because Arturas Kundelis was off. And I think we might have a replay of that in a moment. Here we go. This is Arturas Kundelis versus the 710, I believe. And off the road he went and had to reverse out of that one. No, that's probably against the 713 of Mantas Armalas, teammate of Kazimieras Dambrauskis. So, yep, for 5th, probably that battle was. Airius Jomantas getting closer to the leaders. Interesting to see that. So Airius Jomantas gaining time on the front two, who are battling. And we'll see if that battle continues. This is the 23 of Justinas Bumbulis, trying to get past the 713 of Mantas Armos. And down into turn 1 they come. And Justinas Bumbulis moves stick. Goes up into fifth. I'm going to try and chase down Ricardo Sedabras for 4th position. Try and salvage a few more points. Back to the battle for the lead. Haraldas Jotunas. Kazimieras Dambrauskas still at it for the front of the field. And have a look at the current provisional championship results. Haraldas Jotunas would lead by 150 points ahead of Airius Jomantas. Mantas Armos would go up into 3rd, and Ricardo Stavros Povilas Duhovskis down by 2. Kazimieras Dambrauskas would gain 20 positions and go up into 67 points and 6th. Ignas Grishinis would be down to 7th. Justas Sichokas would go down to 8th. 9th and stable would be for Arturas Kunderis, and then Josas Kashis up to 10th. Places into 10th. So these are your provisional standings as we head into the midpoint of the race here at Zandvoort. It seems like there is quite a bit of a battle for 11th position. For around 9th, 11th, there's another big battle, so we might get a split screen view of that in a moment, but Airius Jomantas still on that charge, 33.4, and another 10th quicker than race leader Haraldas Jotunas. I heard someone spin up ahead. That's a lap car that went off. Let's hope he doesn't impede Airius Jomantas too much. I think he did. This battle so close. Kazimieras Dambrauskas driving an incredible race tonight, battling Haraldas Jotunas, who's been untouchable all the way through tonight. Well, I don't want to say he's being touched, but, well, he at least has a car very close to him. 3 seconds behind is Airius Jomantas. He's not in the picture at the moment. He still has a chance, but that's going to be a big battle. Get a split screen view of battle for that 9th spot. Here we go. So bottom of your screen is Zigmantas Ivančikas, Aivaras Benušis for 9th, and Mantas Bereika right behind them in 11th. Ahead of them is Martinas Pargalauskas battling for 7th. That's this big battle. Bereika touches with Aivaras Benušis, and they go on top of each other. And well, we said that I don't want to say about touching, but these two touched each other very much. And through that chicane they went. This battle continues on, still side by side. That's I think Martinas Pargalauskas and Josas Kershis. Oh, that's Justinas Bumbulis actually battling for 4th spot. Wow, so he's caught up to Ricardo Sedabras, and Justinas Bumbulis trying to get another move done, and he's actually taken Mantas Armos with him. So both of them improving and getting up the spots. These two battles still out on track. Kazimieras Dambrauskas has lost a little bit, but he's not tried to make a desperate move as of yet. He doesn't need to. So now we've got about 13 minutes to go. So about the length of a semifinal. Doesn't have to do anything desperate. He needs to wait out his time. We saw what happened when Povilas Duhovskis tried to make a move. Didn't happen. Messed it up and, well, lost all that time. So we'll see what happens there. Justinas Bumbulis still trying to get past Ricardo Sedabras for 4th position. Happening. Oh, big spin. I just looked up at the timing screen. Big spin from Ricardo Sedabras. And that loses him. Oh, from Justinas Bumbulis, actually. Was there contact there? Get a replay That's what happens. As soon as you look down at the timing screen, you lose sight of what's happening in the race. Yep, we do have a replay of that. Let's have a look. Here we go. This is the replay of what happened down in the chicane. So Ricardo Stabras takes a spin, and Justinas Bumbulis just gets collected in that. He's having a torrid time at the moment. So this continues on. And these battles still happen. Justinas Bumbulis, I believe he's down into pit road. There was another incident down at turn 1. Have a look at that right now. So here we go. Replay of an incident down at turn 1. This is Mantas Bereka, and I think Aivaras Benushis was there. Oh, just off the road. Mantas Bereka having a difficult race here tonight. Back to the battle for the lead, though. Haraldas Jodotas has pulled out a little bit of a gap. He's now 5/10 up ahead. That's not to say that anybody behind him isn't pushing, because Kazimieras Dambrauskas still stays within half a second. He lost about 3/10 the last lap. Mantas Bereka back down into pit lane, so he's, well, given up probably on tonight's race. I don't think that car is suitable to keep going tonight. Kazimieras Dambrauskas, fastest lap of the race by 1,000th ahead of Haraldas Jodotas, but still, fastest lap of the race. These two are pulling each other along. But Kazimieras Dambrauskas, what a performance he's putting in here tonight. Yes, I know he's being pulled along in the slipstream, but to stay with Haraldas Jodotas, who was absolutely the quickest driver in qualifying, he was absolutely the quickest driver in semifinal 1. Kazimieras Dambrauskas showing one hell of a performance. And yes, he wasn't there for the race in Oschersleben, but or was he? I'll have a check, because I'm sure about that one, but he was in the race. Or no, he wasn't in the race at Oschersleben, so it's unfortunate that he lost out on all of those points, but he does have a semifinal win to his name now. Yes, it was quite lucky, I would call it, to get that win, but the performance going on here, that has nothing to do with luck and all to do with his driving ability. So even if he finishes second here, I think that is an incredible performance. Airius Jomantas still pushing behind them, though. Fastest in sector 2, in the middle sector of the lap. So Airius Jomantas trying everything to stay with these two, because he knows he needs to get that gap down. Wow. So leader, 1 minute 33.145. Kazimieras Dambrauskas, 133.188. Airius Jomantas, 133.193 in that last lap. So the leaders, in terms of lap times, separated by about half a tenth. But Airius Jomantas, his, Haraldas Jodotas and Airius Jomantas running in clean air. Kazimieras Dambrauskas getting the help of the slipstream there a little bit. So that battle for first still rages on. Incredibly, Martynas Bargalauskas up into 6th place here on track. He's done a fabulous job. I don't know how many positions he's gained, but he has to be the leader in position gains, because he's done an incredible job. No, Pavlas Duchovskis has gained 13, but 10 for David Astolronis, Juozas Kiršys with 4, Zigmantas Vančikas with 4, and Mantas Bereka has gained 4 positions, but he is back down onto pit road, so I don't know how he's gained those positions. Actually, Martynas Bargalauskas isn't the top position gainer, because he started quite high up, because he had a very, very good semi-final performance. Even though he dropped down during the race, he's now gone back up. This is Pavlas Duchovskis, your most positions gained of the race. He's still battling for the championship, as Haraldas Jodotas sets another fastest lap of the race, and he starts to eke out the gap over Kazimieras Dambrauskas, so I think he's kept his tires in check and now can push. This is Pavlas Duchovskis and Raigardas Sidabras. We saw Raigardas high up, and these two clashed earlier on. Actually, they clashed with these bullets, I think. But this is down into turn 1, and Paulius Duchovskis makes the move stick up into 7. And now catching Martinas Bargalauskas for 6th place in the final here tonight. This is Arturas Kondelis. Where is he? He's down in 12th. Ignas Gelšinis in 13th behind him. And off the road, very much off the road, went Arnas Morkis, I believe. And right off the road and lost that position. Yep, Arnas Morkis went off the road. And maybe that gives a chance to Ignas Gelšinis to catch up a little bit to that battle. Much happening for 11, but this is 71 of Ignas Gelšinis because this is the battle for 12 after Andras Morkis went right off the road. Now is a chance to catch up. No, that's actually Darius Tulauska getting in front of Ignas Gelšinis. Yeah, it is. Darius Tulauska's got in front of Ignas Gelšinis, and what that was Ignas actually catching up. So we know that he's got some damage on that car. We've seen him involved in a few incidents. Not as surprising. See him losing a bit of time. Paulius Duchovskis right on the back of Martinas Bargalauskas now, and side by side between these two. Martinas putting in an incredible race here tonight. Paulius Duchovskis still on the inside. He doesn't want to be on that outside line after semi-final 1, and right round the outside. What a move through the hairpin. I think Martinas Bargalauskas didn't realize how much time he'd lose by going tight there, and Paulius Duchovskis using all of it up. It's almost running a NASCAR highline. Almost like running the wall in NASCAR and gaining places. Well, but probably similar difference of speed there, trying to carry that high line. Ooh, but big slide, and almost off the road goes Paulius Duchovskis. Airis Jomantas, 33-1. What a pace he is setting here tonight. Unfortunate what happened in semi-final 2 with him losing those positions. It's a race of what could have been. That gives Haraldas Jototas a chance to really extend his championship lead. Haraldas Jototas still holds the fastest lap of the race. But Airis Jomantas, well, he doesn't have much time. He does have his eyes set on Kazimieras Dambrauskas, but maybe the tires will not hold on anymore. This is your race leader. Haraldas Jototas, he's finally extended that gap to Kazimieras Dambrauskas. He can now breathe throughout this race, and with just 4.5 minutes to go, looks pretty comfortable to take his second win of the championship, and well, to continue his perfect run of the championship, pole, semi-final 1, and final win. This is side by side for... which position are we looking at? That's the 12 and the 71. So this is Ignas Gelšinis versus Aivaras Beniušis, and Aivaras Beniušis gets forward. Ignas Gelšinis clearly struggling with quite a bit of damage on his Formula 1 car. Formula 4 machine. And yeah, struggling and losing a few spots. This is the... which car are we looking at? The 420 of Zigmantas Ivančikas battling against Raigardas Sidabras, and Ivantas getting closer. So Raigardas, you can see the damage on his front end. Not really a surprise that he's losing time. And Zigmantas Ivančikas to the inside into the chicane. Doesn't get the move done. And this is a chance for Zigmantas to get in front and maybe try and catch Martinas Bargalauskas up ahead. You can clearly see the tires going away for most of these cars. The lap times have dropped off drastically. Even if Airis Jomantas is still trying to catch Kazimieras Dambrauskas, that's going to be difficult. Here's this battle. Link to the inside goes Raigardas Sidabras to defend against Zigmantas Ivančikas, who tries to get it round the outside. Doesn't make it work. And stays behind for the time being. I think it's a matter of time, but well, 2 minutes 40 seconds to go. There's not much time left. Will it be 2 laps or 3 laps? We'll see in a moment. Actually, will it be 1 lap to go? No, I don't. So still side by side between these two. Round the outside. Tries Zygmantas Ivancikas. He might just get it done. And now down into the right. Gets it done. Makes the move stick. Up into 8th position against Raigardas Sidabras, who is carrying quite a bit of damage. Valdas Jotutas will cross the line in a moment. And 2 to go as he crosses the line this time. So 2 more laps for him to hold on. That gap for the lead has come down drastically. What happened there? How has Haraldas Jotutas lost about a second? You can see it on the lap time as well. So clearly something has happened to Haraldas Jotutas. I don't think he lost it on pure pace. I mean, I wouldn't want to believe that, that he lost a full second of lap time on pure pace. Replayed the record, trying to get a good look at what happened. I think it was back down in after the after the very long right. I was just looking through that replay. It was down through the very long right that he made a mistake, and can't really see anything actually on that replay. So what happened there? How did he lose over a second of lap time? We'll have to, I guess, investigate that after the race, or well, maybe we'll get an answer from him directly in the team chat. But here comes Haraldas Jotutas to almost start the final lap of the race. That gave a bit of hope to Kazimieras Dambrauskas to maybe make a move. And actually, Airius Jomantas gained a lot of time as well. He's now back down to 1.7 seconds to Kazimieras Dambrauskas, but I don't think it will be enough. Final lap begins now here at Zandvoort with about 11 seconds to go when Haraldas Jotutas crossed the line. Still leading, not taking any of the curbs, being careful, very, very careful. Off. Just trying to look at his lines, trying to look if there's anything irregular. But no, last time round he was back to his pace. And of know that it is enough. Well, if he doesn't make another mistake, it will be enough to take a win here. And it would be enough to take a very, very commanding lead in this championship. He's been flawless so far. Pole position, semi-final, final at Oschersleben, pole position, semi-final, and soon to be final here at Zandvoort. He's lost another half a second. Is he out of fuel? Could he be saving fuel here? Could he have run it super tight because that gap's coming down still? Unless it's Kazimieras Dambrauskas finding new tires somewhere strewn around the track. I don't think that happens. So maybe Haraldas Jotutas running it super tight, but here they come on to the front straight away. Kazimieras Dambrauskas still gaining a little bit, but it's not going to be enough because Haraldas Jotutas takes the win at Zandvoort and wins the final at Zandvoort to make it a perfect season so far for the number 56. Then Kazimieras Dambrauskas, fantastic drive from him to finish second, just 3/10 off the lead. Then it was Airius Jomantas, Antas Armalas. Might be able to see another battle here on track. Here we go. This is the number 12 of Aivaras Beniušis against Darius Tulauskas as they come through to finish the race. What's going to happen here to the line? And Darius Tulauskas holds on. Ignas Gilžinis will finish in 15th. 16th will go the way of Darius Račkauskas. Let's have a look at the results of tonight's final. Haraldas Jotutas takes the win ahead of Kazimieras Dambrauskis. Fantastic drive from him. And then it's Airijus Jomantas, Mantas Armalas, Juozas Keršys, Povilas Duchovskis. Fantastic recovery drive from him starting from the back of the field. Then it's Martynas Pargaliauskas. Great performance by him. Davidas Laurinonis, Raigardas Sidabras with that damage. Arturas Knelis finishes down in 10th. 11th for Arnas Morkys, Darius Tolauskas in 12th, Tomas Antanas Raižys in 13th. 14th for Aivaras Beniušis, 15th for Ignas Gelžinis, 16th for Zigmantas Ivančikas, Darius Račkauskas in 17th, 18th for Justinas Bumbulis, 19th for Mantas Bereika, 20th for Giedrius Juknevičius. A few more cars I think we've got further down, as it's Justas Stačiokas in 21st, 22nd for Justas Perinauskas, Ilius Rusnas in 23rd. Alius Dubinskas Briedis did not start the race. Let's have a look at the championship results as well. What's happening at the front of the table? Haraldas Jotautas with 150 points extends his lead over Airijus Jomantas, who has 114. Mantas Armalas with 95. 81 for Povilas Duchovskis, 68 for Arturas Knelis and Raigardas Sidabras. Ignas Gelžinis with 67, and 67 for Kazimieras Dambrauskis, who's only done one round of the season. Juozas Keršys in 9th, Justas Stačiokas in 10th. Davidas Laurinonis in 11th with 52. Then Martynas Pargaliauskas, fantastic run up the field for him in 12th with 43. 41 for Darius Dubinskas Briedis, unknown driver in 14th. Zigmantas Ivančikas in 15th. 16th for Darius Tolauskas. 17th for Justinas Bumbulis. Tomas Antanas Raižys in 18th, and 19th for Arnas Morkys. 20th for Aivaras Beniušis. That is your event here at the road to the FIA Motorsport Games from Zandvoort. Remember, all of these drivers fighting for a chance to get on the grid in Valencia at the end of the year. Thank you all for tuning in, and see you in 2 weeks' time as the drivers take on Motorland Aragon for the final event of the year.